Hey there, Vols fans. Welcome to another episode of Tennessee Fan Talk. Calm down. Stop. Think. Before you tweet. Before you...
Hugs, not drugs.
Other than saying, God bless Hendon Hooker. Thank you for the performance. Sorry that you're hurt. Hopefully, none of the hearsay that's going around with a little beef and drama back and forth between defense and Banks and all that stuff's not true. Guys,
maybe Banks wants ketchup.
Roll back to the beginning of the season. Are we where we thought we would be? No, we are further along in year 2 of Heupel. We are potentially playing for a New Year's 6, which has not been done by Tennessee since 2004.
Projected Cotton Bowl. I looked at that today.
I think they'll go to the Orange Bowl.
All we have to do is get past Vandy, which could be a little tougher.
That's a tall order
In the past.
That's a tall order. The boys in Nashville getting a little excited.
We're gonna wrap our heads around South Carolina. Not too much time on that. Pick a game or two
to talk about
from week 12. Roll into week 13. Let's just get past it. Tennessee Fan Talk. Get in here with us.
Hey, Vols fans, welcome to Tennessee Fan Talk, the show that is by Tennessee fans for Tennessee fans and your source for hilarious weekly updates on everything Volunteers. And now for the moment you've been waiting all week for, here is Brandon Byrd and the Duke.
All right, guys, it's Tennessee Fan Talk. You can follow us online wherever you are. We are at TN Fan Talk. You've got myself, Brandon Byrd, Instagram at BrandonByrdTN. You've got the Duke. Check him out, Twitter at Brad Rush. And because he got called out last week for being a bum, returning Rad Remington. If you want to see
somebody made a call out, ask for old Rad Remington to come on back. Oh yes, South Carolina Red.
If you want to see some hilarious videos, check out the card, top corner. Go check out Rad Remington's YouTube page. Hilarious videos, music videos.
We make hits.
We make hits and hits and hits.
Spaghetti.
Big pick last week was the Duke was right on one of them, UAB and LSU. He picked 42-9. Of course, it ends up 41-10. Close one.
Close
one.
There's no skill in picking. You just hit one every once in a while.
Just hit. Hey, but the week prior, you were great. You were great. Our special guest last week, Tim Bradley. We want to thank you for that again. His close one was the Ole Miss Arkansas. He was the closest at 35-17. Is that right? Yeah, just not.
I don't even remember my picks 5 minutes after I make them.
But hilarious nonetheless. We want to thank Tim for coming on last week. Guys, South Carolina. Tennessee averaging their same first downs. Still put up 507 yards of offense. Unfortunately, South Carolina put up 606. Your boy, the bum Spencer Rattler, who had only had 8 touchdown passes on the year, I believe, until Saturday, where he put up another 6. 8 for 8 in the red zone. Tennessee only 4 for 5. Tennessee horrible on third downs. 5 for 12. You know, here's the thing, and I always use this scenario is back when the Titans were exciting to watch.
Hey, they still are, man. 7-3. Be quiet.
When you had 7-3, I always go to the freak Javon Curse. I always go to him.
Yep, he's one of my faves.
Out of the gate, his first year, no one knew how to stop him, and then you didn't see the excitement anymore. Okay. Heupel, God love him. He has this one thing. But if you prepare for it, if your guys do their assignment on the defense, and they don't let Hyatt get free, and they don't let Brew McCoy get free, and they don't let Tillman get free, what do? He doesn't change it up. He keeps going with the same thing, and it's obviously not working. Now, there were 3 pass interference uncalled, no calls, pass interference where it's a design play, get down there 40 yards, ball's going to be there, and they're like, oh, Hooker overshot him. Well, he didn't. He put it where it was supposed to be. The receiver got hung up, and no call for holding. No, I mean, the hands were on him all night. Man, we saw the same thing with Georgia on some no calls. Not going to make excuses for the team. Defense looked horrible.
That's my rebuttal. If you can't win scoring 43.
Well, Rattler played the best game of his life.
I mean, that's the best game South Carolina had in probably 15 years. Let's be honest.
I mean they all thought Rattler was going to be the second coming in Oklahoma. He never played that good. And then all of a sudden he pulls this game completely out of his anus and throws for 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And now he's
credit to you.
I mean, he looked good. And
this could jumpstart his I mean, he's got to come back another year. But remember, they were talking about him being the number 1 QB picked.
Tennessee reminds me of March Madness when you get the Cinderella story. You know, they've had a great season. It's just all combined over a season instead of a combined during a tournament. But Cinderella story going in, looking great. And then finally, as you get towards the end, where it comes in football is you don't have the depth and you don't have the size. And hopefully the excitement, the buzz, and everything that has happened around this team brings those in the years to come.
I mean, I feel like they're getting people that want to come play here. Maybe mainly on the offensive side. If we're being
what's the recruiting class look like? You're getting studs. After beating Alabama, you signed three more studs.
Right.
So I know that one running back from Alabama that originally committed to Kentucky, decommitted, and committed to Tennessee today.
Yeah,
he's from Birmingham.
Yeah. So I think it will get better. I think if we get the guys in there, I mean, I think Tim Banks goes on warning.
You don't fire him over one game, man.
You don't fire. You still have a great season, but it's okay. Next year, we don't want to hear this offense is great, the defense is horrible crap anymore.
No disrespect. You also got to know what he's coaching. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. The talent's just not there compared to other schools at the moment.
Right. And they have talented guys.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's not a full
corners just getting blown out and misassignments and
You know what I learned this weekend? What this is like my analogy.
South Carolina has the ugliest colors of all time.
You said it,
and burgundy. I mean, that color combination. You know what? Let's throw white in there. No, it doesn't work. South Carolina.
So I asked my brother-in-law, "What is that color?" I said, "Is it burgundy?" He's like, "No. It's garnet. Get it right." I'm like,
garnet and black.
Excuse me,
doesn't work.
But I'm not saying we're a young team, but here's what I kind of like put my analogy together when I was at the football game. It's like we have learned how to play at home in front of our crowd.
Right.
Now we need to learn how to take the show on the road.
Right.
And that's another stepping stone. I'm not saying that. I mean, this loss was top 3 losses in the past.
Everyone has a
years.
hard way to go on the road. Alabama had a hard way to go on the road this year.
So I'm just saying that, and next year's going to be our real test when we play Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, all on the road. My 3 least favorite teams.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we just need to learn how to, take the show on the road. That's a stepping stone. Like I said, it's a big loss, bad loss. Am I mad? No, I don't get mad over this stuff, man. There's bigger things in life than a daggum UT football game. Was I a little sad? Yeah. But at the same time, I know you look at 100% of Tennessee fans and you tell them at the end of the year, you have an opportunity to be 10-2. Would you take it? 100% would say yes. And then you come out and say we lose next week, which is possible. You go up to any Tennessee fan and say, all right, you're going to go 9-3, but you're going to beat Alabama, Florida, and Kentucky and Pitt. Would you take it?
Yep.
Yes. You're going to lose to Georgia, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt, but you're going to beat those 3. And I would say 100% of people would take it.
No, I don't know about Vandy. Kudos to Clark Lee and his team. They're on a roll. We got to look out for it. And before we get into next week, we do have to give at least one little award. So for our Kanzuri little taller moment, brought to you by Kanzuri Shoes. Details in the description below. And
this is a real thing, guys.
It is. You can check it out, and it's awesome. Check out the code below for your discount. This week's goes to Aaron Beasley. He had 5 total tackles, 3 by himself, and then 3 tackles for loss for 14 yards. My man was trying to fill in his best for Jeremy Banks, who, you know, a lot of stuff surrounding, a lot of cloud surrounding Jeremy Banks. And if he did cause something, guys, why be shocked about it? Here's what do you mean he's causing trouble? Pruitt dismissed him from the team. He had to earn a spot back.
I forgot that. I'm glad you reminded me. Oh, well, never mind.
So he's had problems in the past. You know, it originally came in as a running back. They channeled him over and used that aggression and anger towards tackling, which he is very good at.
Very good. Very good.
But he may have a little bit too much yapping. Kind of like your boy Kamal Haddon. All the yapping on the sidelines. I mean, even Beamer had to send him away, tell him to shut his mouth. Anything else y'all want to get in on week 12? Alabama, of course, whooping. Mississippi State whooping.
Well, let's talk about everybody almost lost.
That is a.
How about the fact that Michigan's 2 running backs decided? Well, one of them decided I'm going to give you a quarter, and then I'm going to get my knee hurt. And the other one's like, I'm not going to play, and they barely win using their 2 backup running backs who just have learned to catch a football, which is awesome to see.
I mean, come 2:30-ish Central, I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I watched that entire game being a Big Ten guy, and that was pathetic. And then it went right into the other pathetic game, which was Ohio State, Maryland. By the way, Tua's brother can ball.
Tua's brother can play the game. You give him a couple more opportunities. You know, the second half, their offense fell apart.
You give him players. That kid can whip up a defense. Yeah. That kid's gonna make the league. But Ohio State can't put away Maryland. They do at the very, very end. But it's just, and then let's talk about the TCU Horned Frogs, who have almost lost every single game this season,
except for Texas.
That game was awful to watch.
It is unbelievable how these guys just get into a game, are down by 40, and then come back and win by 1. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And yet they still keep doing it. It's fun to watch, but do you think that team could hang in an SEC?
Nope. Georgia's going to blow the doors off of them.
Well, they're not. First of all, number one, I very much believe TCU is going to lose 1 game, if maybe 2.
So
I think
considering that Tennessee's out of it, I am looking for chaos.
But why is Tennessee out of it? Think about it. Would you rather have them in with 2 losses? Let's play the scenario.
If we're being honest with ourselves behind the closed doors with the guys that make the decisions, I think they want Tennessee because they know what kind of dollar amount that's going to bring to it. If we're being honest, because it is a business at the end of the day, and they're looking at fan base size, they're looking at ticket sales, they're looking at everything, and Tennessee probably top 5 school in traveling in football. At the same time, as bad as you hate to say it, the show's gone. Joe Milton is a great guy, and I'm so excited for him next year. I think he's going to take that next step. I'm excited. I think he's going to be our guy. I'm 100%.
I think maybe he should put gloves on to throw.
Is he ready
Take it
now?
Off with a long ball?
Is he ready now? I don't think so.
No.
You got 1 year, and then you got Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but I mean, is he, even if he goes through, he plays these 2 next games and goes through the offseason, is he really going to be able to learn finesse now? I mean,
yes.
No. Tell him.
Look,
he's already had his shot at Michigan.
You remember when he went to Michigan, they thought he was Harbaugh's guy, right? And they thought he was the chosen one. And every time he got into a scrimmage, every time he has no touch on the football.
He's
a great athlete. He's got a cannon for an arm. If he could just work on that, but Harbaugh work with him. He was third string at Michigan. So probably fourth string with the guys coming in. That's when he bailed and came to UT.
I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show stuff. No disrespect to Harbaugh, because I know he's a great coach. He's probably not the best guy for a quarterback. I think with him being roommates with Hendon Hooker, them becoming very close, I don't know if I would say best friends, but very close friends. Mm-hmm. Josh Heupel, quarterback coach, offensive guy. Mm-hmm. I think they can get it out of him. There's still going to be a little bit of growing pains.
He beat Hooker when they all got here.
Right.
Well, but so, did he? He kind of had the big name though.
There was something that Heupel saw in him that he was like. I mean, obviously, when you watch
the arm strength,
you see it right. You see that arm that he's got, and there's nobody. I haven't seen anybody in college football that's got that type of arm.
I think over because it's going to be technically 3 years. I think they can get it out of him. Like I said, there's going to still be some growing pains, and there's probably going to be some overthrows. I think the overthrows he does have, it's probably not going to. It's not going to run us into any trouble with interceptions wise. I think it's just guys that are wide open. He overthrows them every once in a while.
Yeah. The defense is not going to be able to pick off a 110-mile-an-hour ball either.
I feel like he'll probably be more mobile. I feel like he will use his legs more. He'll be more mobile.
And when that dude lowers his freaking ball,
he's a heck of an athlete.
He's a heck
of an athlete.
I trust Joe Milton 100%. I mean, I kind of have to, right? But I do.
Think about what's going on in Joe's head, right? This is his year. Like, so he's got these 2 games, okay, and then he's got 1 year to prove that he's the guy that an NFL to make his draft status where he can be in that second, third, first, maybe even first round. I mean, Joe Burrow had 1 good year, first round pick. He's got all of the tools that every pro team wants, right? Does he have the head for it? I mean, he's got a year to figure it out. But I mean, play the scenario game, right? For UT, you have certain people in your way. You got Clemson in the way. They got old Spencer Rattler this week, right?
We're going to become the biggest South Carolina fans of all.
I'm just saying, if Rattler all of a sudden just turned it on and figured out what he's doing, and he becomes a Spencer Rattler that NFL scouts had him as projected number 1 QB, Clemson's not great. They could beat Clemson if they played like they played this past
Clemson
Saturday.
Does not have a quarterback. They do not have a quarterback.
No. Then you have TCU, who's got Iowa State. Iowa State's not had a great year, but TCU almost loses every single game. So that one's there. Then you have USC playing Notre Dame. Notre Dame will walk USC like a dog.
You think so?
I think they will beat them by 2 touchdowns.
I don't
think so.
I always think Notre Dame's
not that team. USC is not that team.
The scenario that you're given here.
Michigan, Ohio State. Who plays better on Saturday? Michigan. If they ran it down their throat, Michigan will win. If they don't, Ohio State's going to beat them, but it's not going to be a blowout because of the way Michigan plays offense. So it's going to be close.
If Ohio State blows out Michigan, and TCU loses, and USC loses,
and
Clemson loses,
and LSU loses,
and let's say
LSU's going to lose to Georgia,
which yes,
your top 4 can still be Georgia, winner of Ohio State, Michigan,
Alabama.
Tennessee. No, they will not jump Alabama over Tennessee when Tennessee beat them head to head.
Right.
That won't happen. The AP, that's not going to mean shit.
Yeah.
Wait, can I cuss? Sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
Every once in a while, it's not a big deal.
All right.
So it hit me around lunch today. I was like, the stars can still align.
The stars can align, but do you want those stars aligned with Joe at the quarterback spot?
No, I don't.
You're gonna get a New Year's Day bowl, like you were saying, Cotton Bowl or Orange Bowl, and you're gonna have an opponent that you're probably gonna be a favorite in, and a building block for next season.
Yeah.
You go into that playoff, the rest of the 3 teams are gonna be headhunters, and they're gonna be on their game. And Tennessee doesn't have the shot that they had before. But the scenario is, hey, we're in.
The one thing that they won't expect is Tennessee receives opening kickoff.
Lateral.
Milton drops back to the 15. and throws it to the end zone.
I mean, I don't have any hope in that. I mean, it's a great scenario, but it's, fairy tale. Let's be honest.
Chaos will happen because
I am hoping for chaos.
Chaos. I mean, everyone averted chaos other than Tennessee.
You also got to remember that if there's a one-loss ACC North Carolina team, they're in. If all the chaos you just said,
North Carolina lost.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
They have
Scratch
2
that.
losses.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. If South Carolina, they lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Maybe Georgia Tech beats Georgia. You want to talk about
Georgia Tech
chaos?
hasn't had a coach. Georgia Tech hasn't had a coach in 3 years. I think they're just letting the guy that does the grounds coach the team. So it like I said, if Spencer Rattler can play like he played this past Saturday, ACC's out.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you guys caught the I watched the whole UCLA USC like the second half of that game. Right. Nope. There was one punt for both teams. There's no defense in the Pac-12.
No.
Okay.
So Tennessee would be very good out there.
Yeah.
Notre Dame will stomp USC. They will win by 2 touchdowns.
I think so.
So there goes USC out the window. Now everyone in the Pac-12's got 2 losses. You're going to stick a Pac-12 team against an SEC team? No.
Nope.
The only one you got to deal with is the boys up north. That there's going to be one with undefeated and one with 1 loss and a Georgia. So there's your 3 right there.
Yep. Who's 4?
Who's 4?
There's still possible. Still possible.
There is a chance.
We'll roll our hopes over into week 13.
Before we move that, I think we need to say one more thing.
Say it.
Which means nothing in the big scheme of things, but I think we need to say thank you to Hendon Hooker for what he's done.
Oh, God bless.
We haven't said it, right? I mean, in 2 years, he's become on the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee quarterbacks, right? You got Heath Shuler, Peyton Manning, T. Martin, and Hendon Hooker took away my favorite, Clasey Clausen, but
you got to put Josh Dobbs in there as someone to be remembered. And
okay, you only get 4 on Mount Rushmore.
He's not on Mount Rushmore though. He's not a Heath Shuler. He's not a T. Martin. He's not a Peyton Manning. He's not a Hendon Hooker. Let's be honest. I love Josh Dobbs.
I would love to see Josh Dobbs under Heupel.
Probably so, but that being said,
because he's smarter.
Yeah, this isn't about Josh Dobbs here. This is about Hendon Hooker.
That's true. I'm sorry.
So, all I want to, like I said, he's not even going to hear this. Maybe 30 people's going to hear this, but we got to say thank you to Hendon Hooker. You have made it exciting to watch Tennessee football again in just 2 years. You brought us from the depths.
Yep.
I don't care what any other fan base says. I'm very biased to Tennessee, but every other fan base hates us because we support our team better than anyone. So, from the bottom of our heart at Tennessee Fan Talk, like I said, it doesn't matter, but thank you, Hendon.
Well, he went from probably a 4th or 5th round, maybe even a 6th round draft pick to a 2nd, possibly 1st round draft pick. Right. So, I mean, he helped his status out immensely.
We hope.
We hope.
We're going to run that hope right into week 13, right after this very quick break. We actually did that
brought to you by
quicker than what I thought.
Milwaukee's best.
Busch Bavarian.
Catch you back. All right, Tennessee fans, welcome back. We are rolling into week 13, trying to shorten this episode down for you, get a little bit more likes. Speaking of which, please, if you haven't already, go down, hit that subscribe, like the video, whether you watch the whole thing or not, like it, and share it. Help us grow out.
You can watch
reach
3
more
seconds and like it.
Tennessee fans.
Send it to your grandma.
Bring them on in here. More importantly, remember that we are by fans, for fans. We want fans in here. Get on in, join an episode with us, and help us root on the Vols in these last 2 games.
Join the morons. Join the morons.
Move it together. Week 13 is going to start out Thanksgiving Egg Bowl.
Deviled Egg Bowl. The Deviled Egg Bowl.
The Deviled Egg Bowl. Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Doesn't matter for either one of them at this point.
It could be the Eggnog Bowl, too.
Mm-hmm. That's a little closer.
I think if I was playing college football and I got an offer from everyone in the SEC, it would be hard for me to decline playing at Mississippi State. Just because
Please
that coach,
tell me why, because Starkville's a terrible place.
You never know what that guy is going to say.
He's gonna be gone in 2 years. He's gone in 2 years.
Yeah, but I would just like to follow him around for an afternoon and have a conversation with him.
Do you not think it's a stick? Do you not think it's a stick?
Him and Busta Rhymes just walking around saying random stuff to everyone that you see. I would just be like, what did he just say for us to do?
That has to be a stick. That
has like total chaos. Ready, go.
It's fake. It has to be a fake character
I
that he
don't know.
plays.
He is so entertaining to me. I would just go to play just to be think about those as a guy who played college ball. All the coaches they come up with these dumbass speeches to rile up the team. His speeches would be legit and crazy.
What was that?
I mean, who wouldn't want to play for that guy who's talking about random junk and be like, all right, let's go get him. Like, what did he just say? What did he say?
Well, he gives a speech. He's like, all right, kids, we're in the locker room. There's half off meat at Kroger's. I just got gas for $3.22, and I got me a pack of Slim Jims. Let's go.
It would be hard for me to turn that down just for the entertainment purposes.
Oh, that's great.
Go Coach Leach.
That's great. Oh,
is Lane Kiffin
just
out?
For that, I'm picking him. I'm picking him. Put Mike on the board. I'm picking him. He's going to score 34 points. I think what's his name? Old Lane Kiffin is having a relationship with probably someone they shouldn't be having a relationship with. Just saying. I'm picking him 34-28. Go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
That's what he said. Calls himself a pirate. He calls himself a pirate, though. Pirate Bulldogs.
Oh. I've never heard of that.
Quick pick, Brad.
I have no idea. It's a deviled egg bowl. 35-28 Ole Miss.
Yeah, 42. Yeah, 28. Yeah.
I don't know that Ole Miss got stopped by freaking the frauds in Arkansas. They got a terrible defense.
What a sad CBS game of the week.
Who?
This is on the 25th. So it is CBS is actually going to catch. There's the Saturday game of the week.
That's the Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. I'm sorry.
The Iron Bowl is always CBS.
So the 25th, which is the Friday. So it's the Black Friday game of the day. Arkansas, Missouri on CBS.
Oh, I mean, if for the Arkansas fans, they're hoping to run a Black Friday special on Marlboro Menthols.
That is do they not have rivals? Is that their rivalry game? How was that their last game of the season? We're all right. Last game, let's get them. We're playing.
Okay, Arkansas. Everyone has a rival. Wait a minute,
Missouri.
It's the two kids in kickball that didn't get picked.
They didn't get picked. This is
you guys are rivals now.
I didn't get picked last game of the season. You guys will play.
There's only 4 teams in the West that have rivals. 4. It's only 2 games. It's the Iron Bowl and the Egg Bowl. And other than that, there's no other. But
isn't Arkansas like Jerry Jones? Isn't that his spot?
He's a big booster there. Went to school
right.
There.
You figured he'd be like, let's get these boys a rival. No, you get Missouri. Congrats, Jerry. You get Missouri. That's what
he needs to work on getting them a defense. That's what he needs to work on getting them.
Well, I got Arkansas.
I do too.
28-12.
Nope. Nope.
You're going Mizzou?
Mizzou's going to win. As bad as I hate Eli Drinkwitz and think these boys don't even deserve to be in the SEC. 35-14 Mizzou.
I have Arkansas 35-28.
Mizzou's defense is better. KJ Jefferson is hurt, correct?
Yeah.
And Arkansas's frauds. So that's all you need to know. Arkansas's frauds.
Friday night, ABC, because of Florida State. Florida State.
That's the first time this game's meant a while. Anything for Florida State.
On principle, I have to pick FSU.
It's FSU.
I gotta go FSU.
The Sun. I wish we could have. I'm calling out somebody else now.
Go
do it,
Luke. I want you on the show next week.
That's a wicked. I saw him today, and I go, Dude, Vanderbilt, he said, I called it. I said Vanderbilt would beat us.
What's he call himself? What's his nickname?
Tito.
Tito, we need you on the show next week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am doing something for you.
Oh, listen to him.
Florida's going to win 28-24.
I've got 42.
I think everyone in the ACC is frauds. Every single team.
I've got 42-24 FSU.
28-24 Florida.
31-21 FSU.
But Sunbelt Billy gets fired next year if he doesn't turn it around.
Oh, I would love that. Georgia Tech and Georgia.
Do they still run the option?
ESPN, this is Saturday game.
Hey, Georgia Tech's on a high. They just beat North Carolina.
Do they still run the option?
No.
The triple
I don't
option.
think so.
They don't run the triple option anymore. That's the joke.
Again, the
That's the joke,
groundskeeper Willie has been their coach for 3 years. They're still trying to find a coach. Rumor is they're going after Dion because of his Atlanta ties. So
I've heard he's going to Colorado. There? I've heard he's going to Colorado.
No, he'd go to Atlanta for Colorado, I would assume.
52-10 Georgia.
No, Georgia plays like Jamokes. Anyone that's not a big game.
Jamokes.
Georgia will win like 28-14. 28-14, and 3 of the band members from Georgia are going to play. Get a little bit of PT.
The guy with the spiked shoulder pads on,
and the quarterback.
Get him in
the
here.
Quarterback is going to at some point be on his phone during a play.
So what you said the score was 28-14?
I said 28-14. They're bored. They're bored half the time. They don't come to half of these games. It was 6-0 against Kentucky last week.
They got Will Levis though, bro.
At halftime, these guys when it's not a big game, they do not show up. That old Missouri game, how'd that end up for them?
Had to come back in the fourth.
Exactly, they didn't show up. They're like, oh man, we gotta start playing now. Hey,
42-10. 42-10.
I think they're having like a buffet or something on the sideline. They're not paying attention. Is what I'm saying.
42-10.
South Carolina, Clemson. Let's go, Gamecocks. Come on now.
All right. I'm going to ride this Spencer Rattler train. By the way, if any of you want to see Spencer Rattler being a jamoke in high school, please feel free to go on to Netflix and watch QB1 because he's on a season of that.
Is he a jamoke?
He's the most arrogant little punk you could ever. Yeah, not a good kid.
Is that his real name? Is the real question. Is Rattler his real name, or is that a stage name because it's too perfect? It's like Daniel Breezy here in Nashville.
He is not.
Oh,
I am glad he is very good at football because he is not an attractive human. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyway, I'm on the Spencer Rattler train. I think something happened there. I think he's going to throw for four scores. I've got them winning, and the running game all of a sudden just lit up. So I've got them winning 36-21. Gamecocks.
42-35 Gamecocks.
See, I think that Beamer blew his wad.
He might have. You might be right.
I think Spencer Rattler probably blew his wad
And
3 times.
Right.
He was the scene in American Pie.
They are coming off the highest of highs. Spencer Rattler gave an interview today saying that this was the biggest win in college football history.
And that is about as arrogant as that little guy is.
As much as I love the University of Tennessee, this guy's a damn moron if he thinks that.
Spencer Rattler thinks Spencer Rattler is the greatest thing in the world.
Love
yourself the way Spencer Rattler loves Spencer Rattler.
I say it 10 times a show, probably. I'm going to say it again. I am never, ever a pro SEC guy. Never have been, never will be.
So let's hear that Clemson win.
Clemson's going to win. Mm-hmm. I think Clemson blows the doors off of them.
Let's hear it.
42-14. Games at Clemson, games at Death Valley. The Palmetto State, like I said, they blew their wad. Beamer made himself look like a genius, and I think he's a Rain Man. He got lucky one time.
The 3 Eastern Saturday game, SEC Network, Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, jeez.
I'm waiting on you to go. Okay, who's the next team? It's Louisville, Kentucky.
Who, me? I'm just waiting to drop the balls in your mouth line.
I don't know if Boredom win that one.
Well, it is the battle of big food brands. It is the battle of big food brands.
Yeah.
Kroger, KFC, Papa John's. You know, I mean, the basketball arena in Louisville is KFC Arena.
Mm-hmm.
What is Louisville's record right now? Because they're like hot or not.
3-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna go. Kentucky ends it.
I'm sorry, Louisville is 7-4. So is that not the same as?
No, what's Kentucky 6-5?
Kentucky.
No, Kentucky lost 5 games.
Do they call this? What do they call this game?
6-5. Yeah.
The Bourbon Bowl. That's what they should call it. You remember when Will Levis came back from halftime and the Kentucky Wildcats won the Bourbon Bowl? That's what it should be. It makes perfect sense.
I'm going to say Kentucky.
Yeah, me too.
Like 5-3. We're gonna have a 3-run homer in the 8th. That puts them ahead.
I mean,
5-3. That's my score.
Where's the game at, Byrd? Where's the game at?
Kentucky.
Is it a home game or for Kentucky? Kroger Field. So it's in aisle 5.
Unless it's in a neutral spot, which I don't think it is.
No, it's not. I know it's not that clean. I mean, where are you going to play in Kentucky? In Cincinnati? In the Bengals Stadium? It's not even in Kentucky. I mean, where else are you going to play that game? At Keeneland at the racetrack?
I had 35-14 Kentucky.
Nah, it's not going to be that high. I don't know. I don't know anything. Once again, ACC schools are frauds.
Who's pitching?
Frauds. Randy Johnson.
Yeah, 5-3. I'm sticking with 5-3.
But I do think Kentucky wins. 28-14. 28-14. It's going to be
Iron Bowl.
Saturday.
Auburn, Alabama.
Talk about somewhere that needs to be back in a neutral site.
Auburn, Alabama. Boy, I would love none other than Cadillac Williams to win that, but not happening.
Cadillac Grill.
This is going to be like if LeBron James played in the WNBA.
I don't get it, but please elaborate.
And scored 840 points. This is going to be Alabama 55, Auburn -12.
Pretty impressive.
I'm just gonna put 12.
So the line is 1. Is it over under a safety?
I'm gonna say that's tough.
I think Auburn gets a safety. Like I think Alabama forces a safety.
I agree.
But
I also think is there a bet on how many Auburn players cry? Because I think I would take the over. I would take the over to 35.
Where's the game at, Byrd? Is it at Jordan-Hare?
It is in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, this is going to hurt a lot for our Auburn fans.
How offended does an Alabama family get when the husband and wife, the brother and sister, that one's an Alabama fan and one's an Auburn fan?
Mm-hmm. The Alabama is favored 21.5.
How is that not larger?
49 overall.
So the combine's 49?
Because it's Monday as we're recording, that may change.
I mean, you have to take Alabama, but I remember just Brad Nessler saying, you can never tell what's going to happen at the Iron Bowl.
I want you to write this down. 55 to -12. They will find some way to give away points.
I mean, I think Alabama wins 42-9. That seems realistic.
I have your 42, but I do have 21 for Auburn.
This is probably the worst Auburn team in the last, 10 years?
It's
pretty bad.
It's rough. LSU
TCU though.
A&M. Now is when I would love A&M to grab a win.
Is Jimbo Fisher on the hot seat?
He should be.
He has to be, right?
I mean, what is he getting? $10 million a year?
Yeah.
He gets $750,000 a game.
Gosh. I see he coach one of those games. I'm good.
I would really love A&M to win this game.
Did you see? Oh, by the way, sorry. I don't want to interrupt you here. But did you see that Kentucky extended Stoops to 2030?
Oh my gosh, bless.
Everybody's. I seen somebody tweet it today. Like everybody's talking bad about Tennessee, and Kentucky's like, hold my beer.
I need A&M. I need A&M to win it, but I've got LSU 35-10.
This could be that game, though, right? This could be Illinois, Michigan. This could be right where
Jimbo Fisher's crowning moment of the year.
That team just pulls the game out, the perfect game out.
Yeah.
There's something about LSU though that they just keep winning these.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're kind of fraudy.
24-22 LSU. I'll say they won by 2.
Hold on, I'm looking at something real quick. Give me 10 seconds. 28-21 A&M.
All right, I'd like to know where this comes from. Hold on.
What? My score?
Yeah.
I took in consideration that it's at A&M. That's the only thing. And I think like LSU, they're a little fraudy in my mind. They got a little fraud in them.
Does LSU still win the West?
If they lose? Yeah. Even if they lose, they win the West.
Okay.
It's already over.
Okay.
So they're kind of, maybe they're looking past it a little bit. I mean, everybody. I think Brian Kelly's a good coach.
Wait a minute. How do they win Brian the West?
Coach.
If they lose, and they're a 3 loss,
right? How many losses does Ole Miss have?
Alabama has 2.
I know, but it's SEC losses. So the tiebreaker is the Alabama. I don't know.
Conference loss. That's right, because LSU's first loss was not conference. That's right.
Florida State.
So it's a 9.5-point favor LSU right now, 46.5.
I'm saying 28.
But those lines are not great.
28-21 A&M.
I'll be pulling for A&M.
Last, certainly not least, Tennessee, who has to pull it together. Vanderbilt on a roll, knocking off Kentucky and whatever Florida is this year. Feeling good about themselves. They have some talent. Guys, Vanderbilt has hidden talent every year. I mean, even there is a starting Alabama lineman that was on Vanderbilt's team last year. You got Wright, who's good. And then you have Shepard. Is that their receiver? Who is... I don't know. This is their Super Bowl, literally, because this win would make them bowl eligible.
To play in the Liberty Bowl?
To play in something.
To play in the bowl game. Literally to play in the bowl game that's like next week. Like, you know how they have so many bowls, they got to start them next.
Start them a little early.
I do hate how many bowl games there are.
There's tons.
Yeah,
but I understand it's a business.
All right, I say 32.
Will Shepard is his name.
32-25. Tennessee. I'd say it's a close game. Joe Milton breaks 5 people's hands.
And a face mask.
And a face mask. But he puts it together. Running game's got it going. They still pull it out. Get the 10 wins. And then we play sit and wait for the Pac-12. Yeah, on everybody else.
So the projection was that I saw today is that if we win Cotton Bowl versus UCF, that's what I saw.
That would be crap.
It's hilarious.
I want to say that Miami's gonna want Tennessee down there to bring their fans. The Orange Bowl.
Yeah, well, Miami got beat by Middle Tennessee State University. Vanderbilt, Tennessee a 14.5-point favor, 66 overall. And
before you make your pick, Byrd, I'm going to go ahead and make my pick, and I'm not going to say. I'm going to.
You just got it, and
I'm not going to say no. I just for my sanity, and since I picked South Carolina to beat us last week, I take some responsibility for the loss. I will not pick this game. I was thinking that maybe Tennessee was doing the Lord's work to lower the ticket prices for the game this weekend, I was wrong. They are still ridiculous.
It's going to be a home game. That's going to be a home game for Tennessee.
I was looking at Ticketmaster today, which Ticketmaster, by the way, is like the biggest monopoly bullcrap in the world. Like, you can't buy tickets, and they have the hidden fees that is 100% profit, kind of like on the cars, processing fees. That's 100% profit, by the way, kids out there. So it's bullcrap. I'm not paying $130 to go to sit my hind in, and it's going to be raining, by the way. I mean, piss in the rain. By what Danielle Breezy told me this afternoon when I got home from work.
38-21, Tennessee.
But once again, if we lose, I'm still happy with the 9-3 season. Bottom line. But I also saw if we lost, they're projecting us in the Liberty Bowl. Just saying.
38-24, Notre Dame rolls up on USC. This is going to be a hometown pick, but I say Michigan beats Ohio State 28-21.
Do you think they still invite Hendon Hooker to the Heisman Trophy presentation?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Hendon Hooker will place no less than third.
So you're saying there's a chance he still might win it?
Like he gets there's
Brad,
a chance.
You picked Tennessee 8-4 on the preseason.
Yep.
I think Hooker. I think the highest he can get is second, but he's definitely going to New York.
So you don't think he can win?
I don't think he can win.
I don't think
you got right. The game, Michigan Ohio State game is going to be who wins the Heisman Trophy, right?
How much
the quarterback versus the running back?
How much weight does the past Heisman Trophy winner? Do they have a vote?
No, it's just writers.
Oh yeah, so it's like freaking Baseball Hall of Fame. That's a bullcrap.
Yeah. It's just writers. But the game, the Michigan Ohio State game, I think is going to. If Ohio State quarterback lights it up, he gets the Heisman. And if the Michigan running back runs for 203 scores, he gets the Heisman.
Well, we'll see if the College Football Playoff Committee agrees with the AP poll tonight, 7:00 on ESPN. Hopefully,
I'm not even watching it. Not even going to watch it.
Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they, still have Tennessee at like 7.
They definitely
put LSU in front of them.
Alabama.
They
might put LSU in front of them. That's not going to matter because LSU.
That's why I said 7.
Georgia.
Yeah, that's why I said 7.
I bet they put us at 9.
Watch USC jump LSU though.
Which is still stupid because 9-2, you would still think we would be above LSU. But
now they're taking consideration the eye test towards the end of the year.
Yeah,
and we did get 63 hung on us.
We did. That's
not going to matter. LSU's going to lose.
Well, we're not going to make the Final Four. So, like at the end of the day, only one team can win the Natty. So who cares?
Yeah.
Wichita State.
Shockers.
Kent State.
I don't know what they are.
Kent State. Oh.
The same.
I should know this. I got recruited by everybody in the MAC.
You could have had some action.
I could have had some action. I was this close to going to Buffalo.
Where'd you end up going?
Went to a D2 school because they gave me a full ride.
That's okay. I played D1 NAIA baseball, so it's okay.
There you have it.
Should we end with a prayer?
Vandy's holding mass Friday night.
I was gonna say for
God is great. God is good. Let us thank Him for our food.
For Vanderbilt's bowl efforts, we got to get in that humanitarian East-West left game.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Remember to follow us online, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Where else are we at? Wherever we are, you are.
I always say OnlyFans. OnlyFans is my joke.
No OnlyFans. No.
That's my joke.
At TN Fan Talk. Thank you very much for tuning in. Go Vols.
Balls in your mouth.
Balls is in everybody's mouth today.